Hello and welcome. Very good morning. You're watching the latest here on Mirror Now. I am Afrida Rahman Ali. We take you first to Assam. A major deluge once again has hit the state. At least 28 districts impacted because of the annual floods. Now, Assam is facing this monsoon fury once again. Latest official reports have said 9 more people have died in the flood-related incidents. A total death toll now in Assam stands at 85. Of the 28 districts, Barpeta has been the worst affected district with over 5.5 lakh people affected. Incessant rains, which began on the 12th of July, have led to flooding of 3 major rivers, which in turn has led to the deluge in over 28 districts in Assam. NDRF has now begun rescue operations and evacuation in critical areas. My colleague Arindam Das joining me now with more inputs on this. Arindam, coming to you on the issue of the floods that have ravaged several districts of Assam. Which are the worst affected areas? What is the ground situation at the moment?
Well, Afrida, if you see bearing the hill districts of Assam, 28 out of the 33 districts of Assam are right now reeling under floodwaters. Over 33 lakh people in these 28 districts are displaced, and more than 40,000 people are taking shelter in the various relief camps set up by the respective district administration. Even as we speak, the teams from NDRF, SDRF, Circle Office, as well as Inland Water Transport Department are carrying out rescue and relief operations in various flood-ravaged parts of Assam. In fact, last night also a team from NDRF successfully carried out a late night under dark rescue operation in Barpeta district of Assam, which is one of the worst affected areas by this wave of flood, where they have successfully rescued 103 people who were marooned on a remote island in Barpeta district. And right now also the various teams of NDRF, SDRF and Circle Office personnel are carrying out rescue and relief operations in the state. And now the Met Department has predicted more rainfall in the days ahead, so this does not augur well for this flood ravaged state of Assam, because the people of Assam was just witnessing a silver lining in the flood scenario, which the state was witnessing the second wave of flood, when there was a marginal improvement in the flood scenario. But in the past few days, there has been excessive rainfall, not only in Assam, but also in neighboring state of Arunachal Pradesh, which has deteriorated the conditions further. And right now also the Met Department has predicted more rainfall. And as you can see, there seems to be no end to the miseries of the flood affected people in Assam. Not only the human settlement, the flood has also ravaged the various national parks and wildlife sanctuaries across Assam. The world-famous Kaziranga National Park is right now 95% underwater, which has killed 51 wild animals, while 102 have been rescued successfully. Likewise, the other wildlife sanctuaries, like the Pobitra Wildlife Sanctuaries in the outskirts of Guwahati, the Rajiv Gandhi Orang National Park is also right now 95% reeling under water. Right now, I have with me a flood-affected villager. We are right now at Hajo Circle in Kamrup district of Assam, which is one of the worst affected areas by this wave of flood. And let me straight away ask this flood affected villager how this flood fury has been for them. अच्छा, इस बार बाढ़ परिस्थिति में कितना ये डैमेज हुआ है?
बहुत डैमेज हुआ है, लेकिन हमारा खेत डैमेज हुआ है, घर बाड़ी डैमेज हुआ है, और कोई कोई का बहुत मछली पालने का फिशरी है, वो मछली बहुत पैसे का मछली दिया है, लाख लाख रुपये का मछली दिया है, सब गया है, बानपानी में गया है। और इस बार बानपानी इतना भयानक आया है, लेकिन घर का सामान भी निकल नहीं पाया है। आदमी लोग कोई आदमी लोग घर बाड़ी भी टूट गया है, लेकिन पानी दुनी का प्रॉब्लम हुआ है, पीने का पानी का प्रॉब्लम हुआ है, किसी का ट्यूबवेल बुर गया है, खाने का पानी का थोड़ा दिक्कत हुआ है थोड़ा, और ऐसे बहुत नुकसान हुआ है। गोरू गाय ऐसे बकरी भी है, जो इसे खाने के लिए कोई सामान नहीं है, गोरू का बकरी का, लेकिन आज कोई आदमी का भी खाने के लिए सामान नहीं है। इस बार ऐसे बहुत बुरा लग रहा है।
So there you have heard he is a flood affected villager in Hajo Circle in Kamrup district of Assam, and as you have heard from him that flood waters created havoc in their villages, and they had no time to save any of their belongings. They somehow fled with their lives from their homes and took shelter on the various highlands. Even right now also 28 out of the 33 districts of Assam are right now reeling under flood waters.
Absolutely. And as somebody who's covered floods in Assam. I can just imagine, at the moment, even you are right there in one of the affected areas, and do take care of yourself, because this is, again, Arindam, happening during COVID time. So in that sense, there would be a dual challenge. And, I can understand from my experience, I recall that immediate challenge becomes providing food, water, and essentials. And that is exactly what this person is telling you, that we run out of essential supplies. What is the government doing to make sure that those affected get their supplies?
Well, you see, Assam is right now fighting two battles. One is with the COVID-19 pandemic, and the other is the current flood scenario. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, most parts of the state remains under lockdown, which has already created a scarcity of essential commodities. And dealing with the pandemic, this flood scenario has come as a double blow to the people of Assam. And right now, the government is facing the challenge of tackling these two battles, because COVID-19 scenario, keeping in mind, they also have to maintain the various social distancing and hygienic norms. And as I have mentioned, that 33 lakh people are displaced, and over 40,000 people are taking shelter in various relief camps set up by the respective district administration. So maintaining social distancing, rescuing people, providing relief materials is a double challenge for the government as well as the rescue and relief operation teams, because the NDRF teams as well as the SDRF teams who are right now on the field carrying out the rescue and relief operations are right now getting to the field with two life jackets. One is the life jacket which will prevent them from drowning, and the other is the PPE kit which will prevent them from contaminating the deadly COVID-19.
Absolutely. So that kind of precaution is being taken. One last point, Arindam, that this is an annual phenomena, as you and me know. There were predictions. So why is it that, we find that the level of preparedness once again so poor? Was there any kind of state preparedness to face this? Given, like you said, that this is happening during the time of coronavirus, the government should have been doubly prepared as well. Did you see the government taking any preemptive steps, knowing that this happens during monsoon every year?
Yes, flood, erosion, landslide is a perennial problem faced by the state of Assam. Every year during this monsoon period, Assam faces heavy flooding, and this time also the scenario was not different. In fact, this time the flood scenario is more worse, because 28 out of the total 33 districts of the state are right now reeling under floodwaters. And the village I am right now standing is in Hajo Circle, and this village does not get flooded usually. The villagers have told us that there were 4 or 5 breaches in the embankment of Puthimari River, which has led them to this flash flooding. So these people are not prepared for floods. They don't have boats, they don't have highlands to take shelter. So these people are caught unaware when flash floods created havoc in their villages. And as I have mentioned, the government is right now tackling with two battles. One is with the COVID-19 pandemic, and the other is the flood scenario. So dealing with the pandemic scenario, probably some loopholes were left where the concerned departments were not able to construct the embankments in time, which has led to this massive flooding in Assam this time.
Yes, because this is potentially dangerous. The fact that people are having to operate in waterlogged areas, you yourself are there, so be extremely careful, because this is a human-to-human transmission of a virus, and operating in places where there is water accumulated is extremely hazardous at a time like this. Thanks for joining us, Arindam. We have more breaking inputs coming in. The latest on Assam floods. NDRF team has carried out flood rescue operations at night in the worst hit district of Barpeta. According to NDRF, 103 villages have been evacuated. So NDRF very much on the front line, trying to rescue people and rehabilitate those immediately impacted by the floods. 103 people evacuated from Barpeta by the NDRF last night.